I'm back, and there's some updates that have happened over the weekend. First of all, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, who's both former Food and Drug Administration commissioner and a sitting board member of Pfizer, came on Face the Nation, and he has quite a quote. I've linked to it in my tweets. Basically, the commissioner says that parents should be empowered to make the right choice for them and their child. And that might mean one dose. That might mean if a child has already overcome SARS-CoV-2, one dose. That might mean weighing the risks and benefits of vaccine-induced myocarditis with the risk of the virus, and that parents should talk to pediatricians and make the choice that's right for them. Those aren't my words. Those are words of the former commissioner and current board member of Pfizer. That's the company that makes the vaccines. Okay, this is Scott Gottlieb talking. And I think it's very illustrative because if you combine Scott Gottlieb's point of view, which I think is very defensible and very fair, if you combine that point of view with a few other points of view, number one, the UK vaccine experts. The UK vaccine experts have now come out in favor of one dose for ages 12 through 17. They're not giving the second dose. That's consistent with Norway. Norway gives one dose 12 to 15. And Norway for 16, 17, it appears to me that they give the second dose 8 to 12 weeks out rather than the US standard of 3 weeks. Now, one of the things that this brings up is the thorny issue of how to reconcile these points of view with Los Angeles County. Los Angeles County has gone forward and mandating 2 vaccines for children ages 12 to 15. And they are not giving you that same luxury of discussing with a pediatrician. If you don't do that, you don't get to go to school. And so there is a fundamental tension at play. How can you mandate a vaccine if it is not global consensus in the scientific community to go forward with that dose and schedule? I think the right answer here is to encourage vaccination, but take it a little easy on vaccine mandates, particularly that dose 2 mandate. This is a bad call by the Los Angeles School District. They've punished kids enough, and they're going to punish kids more with this. The next thing I want to talk about is the Lancet paper. Philip Krauss and Marion Gruber are back with a paper in the Lancet about boosters, and they say pretty much everything I said in my commentaries on boosters over the last few months. 1, this vaccine efficacy data we see, it is confounding by a time-dependent variable, which is that we didn't give it to everyone on the same time. We gave it to the frailest people and oldest people first and younger people later. And so if you look at vaccine efficacy very early on, you're looking at a cohort that's very old. So that's one of the challenges. The next point they make is that globally it makes a lot more sense to give everyone one dose rather than have boosters. And the third point they make is that boosters may come with more side effects, such as an even higher rate of vaccine-induced myocarditis. And the solution is to do randomized control trials proving that boosters actually offer benefits. So that's my roundup of what's been going on. I think the commissioner's statements, the former commissioner, Dr. Gottlieb, are very illustrative. The UK's decision, I think, is prudent. LA, they're pushing it too far. They are going beyond what I think the consensus view is. You need to have some space for scientific debates. The last thing I'll say. John Mandrola, Tracy Haug, Ali Krug, and Josh, they have a new preprint out on myocarditis, and the internet has gobbled them up. They've said they're terrible people, all sorts of nastiness. But the crux of the debate is, what is the rate of vaccine-induced myocarditis that they find? It's 1 in 6,800, which is not that dissimilar from reports from the UK, from Israel, from Ontario, from Norway. So I think it's much ado about nothing. And it just shows that people, they get really bent out of shape when they get a point estimate that they don't quite like, even if that point estimate is consistent with other point estimates. So those are my thoughts. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a message. You know the drill.